Alright, so after Qualcomm and MediaTek, Samsung has also launched its flagship chipset named the Exynos 2200. As we already know, and it should definitely not come as a surprise, that this chip will debut with the Galaxy S22 series. Now, so far Samsung's flagship chipsets have not been that great because we have seen that they always have some issues that make them inferior to the Qualcomm chipsets. Take the Exynos 2100 as an example. It was a great chip, no doubt. The specifications were solid on paper and it even had a better CPU than Snapdragon 888. But all of that was on paper. When these two chipsets were put against each other in real life, then we got to know that Exynos 2100 had throttling issues and it could not sustain the performance for longer time. And I'm not saying that Snapdragon 888 did not have throttling and heating issues, but the Exynos 2100 throttled more and also earlier than the 888. And on top of all that, there was the issue of how much power was being drawn. So Exynos 2100 drew more power than the Snapdragon 888, even though it did not perform better than the 888. So the question is, how good is the new Exynos 2200 and can it go head to head against the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1? Well, the answers to these questions are not yet known because these two chipsets have not been tested yet against each other. But in this video, let us talk about what is new in the Exynos 2200. First of all, the main USP of this chip is its GPU. So there is no longer a Mali GPU like the previous Exynos chipsets. Instead, we have the new Samsung XClipse GPU. Quite a weird name, but that's what Samsung decided to call it. This is a GPU that is the result of Samsung and AMD's partnership, so this is based on AMD's RDNA 2 GPU architecture. Due to this reason, the GPU offers features that we have never seen on smartphones before, such as hardware accelerated ray tracing. Now, if you do not know what ray tracing is, then it is a technique that makes the light in video games behave like it does in real life. So using this technique, we can have things like realistic shadows and reflection in games that make the whole experience even more immersive. Now, while we do not know how it will fare against the Adreno GPU of Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, we can definitely say that it is much better than the Mali GPU of Exynos 2100. In terms of the CPU, we are looking at a similar core arrangement as the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. So there is one main Cortex X2 core, 3 Cortex A710 cores and 4 Cortex A510 cores. Samsung has not yet revealed the clock speed, so we cannot say whether on paper the CPU is better or not. In fact, Samsung did not say anything about how much improvement there is in CPU or GPU performance than the previous generation. So what I think is Samsung is going to reveal all of this during the Galaxy S22 series launch event. Samsung did reveal that the Neural Processing Unit or the NPU of Exynos 2200 offers twice the performance of the NPU of Exynos 2100. Some other features of this SoC include support for up to 200 megapixel camera sensors in single camera mode, 4K HDR and 8K video recording, up to 4K 120Hz display support, etc. So yeah, once again the Exynos 2200 looks solid on paper, but just like last year, we will have to wait for the real world comparisons to know whether this time Samsung was able to fix the issues with Exynos 2100 or not. And on top of all that, whether the company can finally compete with the latest that Snapdragon has to offer. So what do you think of the Exynos 2200? Do let me know your opinions in the comment section below, and as always, I will catch you in the next one.